very welcome back. It's the height of summer, so it's the perfect time to treat yourself with a bit of ice cream.
Patrick Ryan from Firehouse Bakery in Delgany is back for the first time since lockdown. How are you?
I'm great.
It's good to see you.
Yeah.
Welcome back, and we're getting sugared up on ice cream. Are we making this from scratch?
We are. What we're doing is we're going to do a little cookie ice cream sandwich. Obviously, being Pride, we got to pimp it out and give it a bit of sparkle.
Bit of rainbow sprinkles?
Yeah. So what we're doing is we're going to be making an oat, cinnamon, and vanilla cookie. It's kind of got the lovely chewiness to it, which works really great with the ice cream. It's got a little bit of spice from a little bit of cinnamon and nutmeg, and we're using some scoop gelato. I don't know if you guys have had this.
Gelato.
It's made in Wexford. We actually use them in the bakery, and they're amazing. So I'll let you have a
taste. Nice one. This is my starter.
All right, you work away. In the interest of fairness and research, I did try one of your oats and cinnamon cookies. They are fantastic.
And really, really simple to make. So
okay,
straightforward, like really straightforward. So it's like 225 grams of butter, 200 grams of caster sugar, and then we're adding in 50 grams of brown sugar. And it's a little bit of brown sugar that
that's going to give you a chewy.
Oh,
it's so good, yeah. Absolutely gorgeous texture on it.
And generally we have a policy here that you're not allowed past the door until Simon taste tests.
Well,
and you get into the kitchen then.
You know, it's for the people of Ireland that I do it. I'm taking bullets every week.
We've had a long understanding relationship.
Yeah, we have.
The only reason I get brought back is because I bring baked goods. So,
okay,
so bring the treats.
We're underway.
So we have our butter, our caster sugar, and our
brown sugar
together. We're just going to cream that together, just bind it all together. And then we're going to be taking 210 grams of flour, and then for our little spice, we're adding some ground nutmeg. So just about a quarter of a teaspoon.
Okay.
A little bit, about a half teaspoon of cinnamon.
Okay.
A nice pinch of sea salt.
Lovely.
To get that little saltiness, the sweetness, works really, really well. A quarter teaspoon of bicarbonate soda.
Patrick, when you talk about you creaming that butter, are you looking for that to change texture, change colour?
So what you should be looking for is you shouldn't really feel the sugar granules.
The grain.
Yeah, because what will happen if you don't really cream it really well together, often what can happen when they're baked is the sugar leaks and it kind of crystallizes.
Ah, right.
So you really want to kind of work that together. And have your butter kind of at room temperature will make your life a lot easier. If it's really cold from the fridge, your mixing time is going to be longer.
Right. Okay.
So very simply then, it's just one egg.
Okay. Gorge.
Just a little scrape down.
You're making this look very simple, Patrick.
And depending on obviously the size of the cookie, you're going to probably be looking at a dozen to 2 dozen, depending on the size. And this dough will keep great. It freezes perfectly.
So how long would it hold in the freezer, Patrick? If you freeze the dough?
About 3 months.
Really?
Wow.
Okay.
And we were even talking before that even if you needed to be, you could very easily just swap gluten-free flour in here. It worked absolutely fine because the flour really
is a gluten-free option.
It's just binding everything together because we're using a lot of oats.
All right, okay.
So once that kind of comes together, then we're simply just going to add our dry ingredients. So we got our flour, our nutmeg, our cinnamon, a little pinch of salt, a bit of bicarb, and some baking powder.
Okay. And we'll of course put all the measurements and etc. up on our Facebook page.
A little bit of vanilla extract.
Lovely.
And then in with our dry.
And then loads of oats. And Sinead?
Okay. Is there going to be more moisture to add to that, or
no,
more liquid, I should say?
That's it.
That's it, okay.
Oh, it's giving up the ghost. Give it a smack. That's right. There you go. See,
Well, that was just a threat, and it went on better work.
Yeah. This is to me. Yeah.
All right, slower whisk.
So just bind it together. It's just going to kind of form a rough dough.
Okay. And you don't need to let this dough prove around to go straight on.
No, this literally, we can shape this and bake it immediately. There's no need for it to set or relax or anything like that. But as I say, you can make it, keep it in the fridge for 4 or 5 days, in the freezer for about 3 months.
Right.
Wow, okay.
So it's kind of, if you're making it, you might as well make a decent batch.
And if you're freezing dough, sorry to keep harping on this, because do you wrap it in cling film or how do you?
So you have an option. So I'm just going to make little cookie dough balls.
Yeah.
You could roll it up in cling film, make kind of a little kind of sausage out of it.
Yes, and then cut it.
Even in a little, like you're just looking at about the size of a golf ball.
Right, okay.
That's kind of all we're looking at.
And you don't squash
We will.
down?
I'll give him a little squash.
Give him a little press. Okay.
Depends on like if you want them to be like a little bit flatter and spread, squash them a little bit more. If you like a little bit of height, so it's got a bit of body to it, you can just leave them a little bit.
And what temp are you preheating?
So I preheated the oven to 175 degrees.
Oh, nice and low.
And it's going to bake for like 12 minutes.
at all.
That's very quick, isn't
So
it?
that's what I'm saying. You can have them in the freezer. You pull them out, they'll thaw out really quick, and they bake in 12 minutes.
Okay, brilliant.
Well, we don't have to wait 12 minutes, Aidan. That's the great thing.
Oh, what do you mean? Another what? Three?
So evenly spaced them out.
Let's find out.
Hang on in the oven.
So 10, 12 minutes.
About 12 minutes.
175, right.
Don't be afraid
okay.
to give it an extra little second if you want.
Great.
Okay, now.
When baked then, they will... So these ones were done at about 40 grams each. So kind of like a perfect little size.
Okay.
So we decided we'd keep them small.
And those on their own, no doubt, are
Well, again, as I said, I did
perfectly
try
tasty.
one.
Aren't they,
In
Simon?
the interest of myself and yourself. And
In the
rest.
interest of quality control.
Yeah, and they are fantastic.
Yeah. So obviously, yeah, just straight cookie by itself any time of day. Like, fingers crossed, they're saying mid-20s by Tuesday.
Yeah, it's been very mixed. I think today is
we'll
to be a
see.
little bit better than it has been the last few days.
But then for your little ice cream sandwich, like a really good quality ice cream. As I say, this is Scoop Gelato. They're based in Wexford. They do some really amazing flavours. I was kind of saying to Simon earlier, there's amazing like roast banana one that they
Roast
do.
banana.
And can you
ice
tell us the difference between ice cream and gelato?
So gelato then is just the Italian for it. So nice.
Is it really? I thought there was a difference in the in some
No, I think it's
aspect of
just-
the ingredients.
Just the translation.
thick.
Look at that.
And then as
I
is
was lied
pride,
to in Italy then.
You were.
Yeah.
Some was spoofing. Look at that.
Oh, look at that.
And could you be so bold to add a few chocolate chips to that cookie
absolutely.
dough? Yeah.
Yeah. Completely. Like obviously, I've gone for a little bit of spice with the nutmeg, with
Yeah,
the
yeah.
cinnamon, which kind of really balances with.
And at what point would you put the chocolate chips
on
in,
there.
Patrick?
Lovely.
Would you put them in when you do?
So just as the dry ingredients went in, you could drop in a little handful of chocolate chips. So absolutely perfectly, no problem at all. And then this is a nice classic kind of vanilla ice cream. Balance is nice with the spice.
Okay.
We're stepping it up from the wafers back in the day, aren't we?
We are a bit, aren't we? Yeah. Just as a touch. Yeah.
There's a lot to be said for a little wafer as well, though.
Oh, I'm not ruling
We're
them
going
out
from
either.
non-league to Premier League here in one easy step. And nice and simple. Like the dough is straightforward enough, Patrick, isn't it?
Very, very
And
quick
in
and
terms
simple
of
to
cooking
do.
time, like
so
start to
easy.
finish.
And then, yeah, like a really quick dessert if you've got the kids. A little afternoon.
I wonder
treat
why
or
we
something
got
like
spoons as a matter of interest.
that. Well, I gave you a spoon because you were meant to taste the ice cream, but he didn't try any. So.
Well, he didn't pass it down to me, you
No,
see.
well, we have to be COVID compliant, so
Yeah. Oh, I
that's why
can't.
we can only look at it longingly.
Oh, well.
Oh,
There you
Lord.
go.
Well, I'm
Remember
going
the
to
days
taste
you
that in a
tasted.
few minutes.
Patrick, they are cool looking, and I've no doubt they are
Gorgeous.
savage to taste as well.
Thank you very much, Patrick. Good to see you as always.
Yeah, welcome back. Don't leave it so long next time.
Yeah, exactly.
Full recipe details are up on our website, or of course, Firehouse Bakery in Delgany is open, and you can pay Patrick a visit for yourself.
Right.